Howdy, howdy, howdy. Listen, if you struggle with Facebook or Instagram as a way to drive traffic or engage with customers, I gotta tell you, you are not alone. It's like, should I post every week, once a week? Should I run ads? Do they work? Does anybody pay attention? How do I get started? Today's interview is with Michael Wright, and he is the guy that trained thousands of Facebook employees on how to run effective Facebook ads campaigns. And even if you're not running ads, you need to watch this interview because we're talking about posting, penetration, and porn. Woo! Sounds juicy. Let's get started. So Facebook and Instagram marketing for restaurants is always a hot topic. And while Facebook provides training wheels for small business owners to kind of stick their toe in the water, restaurants that really want to drive traffic without wasting money usually look for professional help. So one of the services we offer certain clients is Facebook and Instagram ads management because it is a great way to drive new customers to your business. Now listen, it's not right for everybody, but it is magic for many. Anyway, I recently brought Michael to our office for a 2-day intensive boot camp to make sure that we're at the top of our game so we can always deliver results for our clients. And of course, I wanted to pick his brain so I could share some of these insights with you. And wouldn't you know it, several gems popped out that you have got to hear. We're going to bust a myth about posting, and I know it's going to put a smile on your face. You're going to learn why Facebook ads can be super effective for you. And of course, the word porn probably caught your ear. Michael explains, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so Mike, a lot of people that own a small business or a restaurant, they're running around to Google, they're looking at YouTube videos, trying to figure out how to make Facebook ads work for them. And it really is like learning Chinese. There can be a lot to it. I know they have training wheels that you can kind of get started and it's kind of easy, but to give it some context, versus the YouTube approach, the Google approach, you're Michael Wright. And you're the guy that trained the people at Facebook on how to use ads and what's effective and what's not. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, there are a lot of different resources. Facebook actually puts out their own learning resources as well. And then there are a ton of self-proclaimed experts. And sometimes I'll watch some of these videos and I'll see content that's just flat out false or misleading. My job previously, I worked at Facebook for 5 years. I was part of the product marketing team that was helping to scope out what products we were releasing. And then from there, I actually took on an internal training role where I ran orientation for thousands of new hires and trained existing employees on all of the new ads products.
And so anybody watching this video right now, if they were to call Facebook and ask for some help on an ad or what to do or best practices, chances are they'd be talking to somebody that you trained.
That is correct.
I talk to a lot of folks that think you got to be on Facebook all the time and it's all about likes and follows and all this other stuff. You have a different take on it.
Absolutely. What business owners should really care about is the bottom line and driving more business. What is the point of having a Facebook or Instagram presence if it's not going to drive more business for you, right? And so there are a number of ways and tactics to increase your engagement, to drive more business, but engagement itself, the number of likes you have on your posts, the number of reactions, the number of comments, the number of followers you have on Instagram, it really means nothing at the end of the day if it's not actually helping your business.
So where a lot of people are focusing, maybe they want to just save some money and they think if I spend a lot of time here, I've got engagement, somebody liked this, somebody followed that, somebody shared that, but is this bringing traffic into your restaurant or your business? And chances are it's probably not doing a whole lot for that, but running the ads gives you the ability to reach out, to get outside of your existing network, outside of your four walls, and target the exact people that you want coming into your business from the exact areas that they live in. Boosting a post versus advertising on Facebook.
Yeah, so boosting posts is actually how 80% of new advertisers on Facebook first get started with advertising. So really the functionality is there to, make it really quick and easy for people to sort of spend money on ads. However, it's actually just essentially a lightweight interface. It's a limited functionality of Ads Manager, which is the tool that more sophisticated marketers use to create ads from scratch. The thing about boosting a post is that that's content that you've already posted to your existing followers. And when you're creating an ad from scratch using Ads Manager, then you can actually communicate with new audiences in a different way than you would communicate with your existing followers. And so one of the things that I see, especially restaurant general managers and people who manage these pages do, it's a big mistake to constantly be spamming your existing audience with ads. You don't just want to be blasting them with offer after offer after offer, because that's not really adding a lot of value. There's not really a whole lot of reason why people would engage with those types of posts over time.
Right.
However, you do want to be, giving advertising messages to people who are just experiencing your business for the first time.
What type of business owner wants to learn these controls, and which type of business owner should rely on a service or somebody else to get this done for them because of that, that the complexity of different ad types and audiences that you can get into?
I think that if it's a business that has a large enough reach where there's going to be a lot of different types of campaigns you're going to run, a lot of different audience segments you might create, then it's helpful to really dive in and learn these tools. If you're going to use it for lightweight purposes, rather than just simply boosting posts whenever you have a post that you want to extend the reach for, that typically doesn't lead to very strong business results, nor do people have the sophistication oftentimes to even track what was the end value of boosting this post. So if you don't have the sophistication or the ability to actually see the bottom line results that come from your activities on social media, then it's probably a good idea to work with a marketer.
I wanted to get something a little juicy in here that I don't think people have really heard in other places, and that is why ads on Facebook, in particular, are more effective than almost any other type of advertising. So take it away.
When people are on Facebook or Instagram or these social platforms, they're typically in a leisurely state, right? They typically don't open Facebook when they're rushing to get somewhere. It's usually when they're sitting and they're bored. So when people are in that kind of leisurely mindset is when they're most receptive to marketing messages. It's not like they're going into Instagram to reference what the weather's like for the next 10 hours so they know whether or not to pick up their raincoat. But the most important thing is it all starts with the visual. You must have a strong visual to have a really effective ad. And then beyond that, as far as the storytelling elements, yes, be as authentic as possible. People actually want to connect with businesses on a number of levels. And Facebook and Instagram pages have enabled businesses to interact much like they would as a person, right? They're an actual entity now interacting with the public. So people would love to follow businesses when it's clear what that business's mission is, what they're passionate about, what they stand for. And this is true both for like your advertising, but also really for your organic posts. Make sure that if you are posting organically to your followers, that you're kind of letting them into a journey or a story for your business.
When it comes to the key elements to have on the page, obviously hours, days, holidays that we're closed, where's our website, how can you order? So the contact information, because those are the things somebody would immediately want to know. When it comes to reviews, you probably want that above the fold, don't you? I mean, they kind of get to the page and there it is, the about. What are the other important elements?
Yeah, I mean, so all of the sections on your Facebook page are customizable. You can actually change the order of the tabs as they show up on your page, as you were just describing. And most of the people who are seeing the photos and the posts that you do are actually seeing it in their newsfeed. They're not actually going to your page and then scrolling down through your timeline. Certainly it's all available there. It's publicly available on your page, but most of the engagement that you're going to get for that content is right there in someone's personal newsfeed when they log into the app, right? And so the most important sections that you have on your business page are when people are searching for your business page. Typically it's because they want information right away. They want that reference information. So having all of this information in the About section filled out is incredibly important. I would say putting reviews near the top, because again, it's when people are proactively searching for your page, there's a good chance it's because they're considering making an order from your page.
As far as the photo up top,
you know, there are so many different ways to do that. I personally think what works best is to have an image in your cover image that communicates the look, the feel, the vibe of your business. Okay. Especially when it comes to restaurants. Each restaurant has such a completely different vibe, and people are shopping for the food, but they're also shopping for the experience.
Yeah. So and if you can catch the electricity of what makes you you. Mm-hmm. Okay. God, because you'll see so many pictures of restaurants and the place is empty, and I'm telling you, that is the last thing you want to show, is that your restaurant is empty. So if you've got a busy Friday night and you even take the camera and just kind of pan it as you got that shutter open for a second, just a little blur, activity, excitement, something that captures the personality and the electricity. Food porn. Giggity. Mm-hmm. So, and you pointed out how Domino's uses it.
Yeah.
And please explain, I mean, I think a lot of people have heard the term, but why some of these sharper operations are using this, and it's just this endless stream of pictures.
Yeah, so, you know, there are multiple ways. There's no right or wrong way to conduct, you know, your Instagram presence, for example. So if you're a restaurant and, you know, you're constantly posting pictures of food on your Instagram, that right there is very clearly branded as like a food porn page, you know, and that means that the people who are going to be attracted to your page and who are going to be following you are people who like seeing images of food over and over again. That is a very small subsection of people who are potential buyers of your product, right? And so if you choose to go down that route, just make sure that you're aware that just because you have a certain number of followers, people who follow your page because they like pictures of food, that doesn't necessarily translate to people who are going to buy your product. And so some other tactics that I've seen be effective are sometimes restaurants will post more about like their journey and like what happens behind, you know, the wall of the kitchen, things like that. But again, that's a very different audience than the people who are following your page because they like seeing pictures of food, or what we call food porn.
It was interesting though when you showed, you know, pointed out how like with Domino's, it's just orange, picture after picture, just pizzas and not really a lot of tomatoes. It's just pepperoni and cheese, but image after image after image.
Yeah, so the principle that they really understand is that everything you post on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, whether it's organic or if you pay for it, it's all an advertisement for your business. It's all an opportunity to get in front of potential consumers, right? And so what Domino's understands is that they don't need a lot of diversity in the types of posts that they do, because they post at a certain interval where when people see the content in their feed, it's a reminder to buy pizza.
All right, Michael. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to get this up for my viewers, and I know they're going to benefit from it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
FYI, Michael told me that we know more about running effective Facebook ads campaigns than most of the ad reps at Facebook. Don't tell anybody, okay? And remember, if you found this video helpful and this interview was beneficial to you, go ahead and tickle that thumbs up button down there and let me know. And if you're not already subscribed, be sure and do that now so you don't miss anything. And click that little bell down there as well. That way you'll be notified the instant I've got some new content for you. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.